What is the hardest thing for someone to get into property investing?
Would have to be the first deposit for most people. Then from there, it's the limiting beliefs. Honestly, it's the mindset. It's going to come back to that,
goes
right?
back to the mindset,
Always comes back to that. It's the mindset of not listening to mum and dad or Uncle Bub down the road who are like, nah, don't buy in that area. Or nah, you've got to touch it or feel it. Or, oh my God, doom and gloom. The media is telling us it's all crashing at the moment. Like you've got to look outside of that. So yeah, I'm going to say the first deposit, then followed by the mindset of not listening to those around you. Like I'll never forget when I got that big bump in equity after my first property. And I mentioned, so at this point in the time, this is where I'd gone to my partner and said, okay, babe, we're not going to live in this house. We're going to go buy 2 other properties with this instead, blah, blah, blah. I'll never forget I sent a text message to like 6 people who weren't really successful in property at all. I wouldn't say were successful, but they were as close as I could find in my life, who are older than me, 10, 20 years older than me. And I'd send them a text saying, hey, which option should I do? Do I, one, go buy another property negatively geared in the beach called Frankston in Melbourne? Or do I go buy 2 properties which are out in a regional area, they're more highly cash flowing, blah, blah, blah. So I had these 6 people say, go buy the negatively geared property in Frankston, right? Whereas my mind was like, hang on, I'd actually been watching this other guy who was actually really successful, my first mentor. I'd never met this guy. But I just followed him and watched every fucking YouTube video. I stalked the hell out of this guy and I listened to him nearly, I'm not over exaggerating, 7 to 12 hours per day because I was listening to him whilst I was at work, on the train to work, blah, 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 every waking minute. And this guy would tell me his formula was go and buy the 2 out in the regional area. And I'll never forget, I had to stop listening to everyone else's opinion who hadn't yet reached where I wanted to go. And so I was like, you know what? Fuck all their opinions. I'm going to listen to this random on YouTube who I've never met because my intuition tells me, well, he's 27 and has bought 70 properties. I'm going to follow what this guy's doing. That was the biggest leap of faith that they ever took, was that right there. I was trusting my intuition to listen to this random.